Okay, let's get into this video. It's T. I will be going into part 3 of our different budgeting journeys, started by budgeting April. And first I share my why, then I share my how I started budgeting, and now I'm going to share my method of budgeting. So I have been budgeting for over 10 years. I stated this in the first 2 videos also. And throughout my budgeting journey, I have always been a digital budgeter. That just works best for me. I would sometimes, plan out the budget with pen and paper, but I always prefer to see my budget digitally. So in the beginning, I used my online bank option, which at that time was Wells Fargo. They had a section within the desktop version where you can actually set up your budget within your banking application. Now, it automatically categorized all of my transactions, but I did have to monitor the expenses for some of them because sometimes they did not categorize them correctly. But for the most part, it was automatic. So my income was automatically in there, and my expenses was automatic in there. But sometimes I did have to go recategorize some of the expenses. And I originally set up my budget with my income and my expense categories. They had most of the expense categories, but I did have to either alter those a little bit. But for the most part, once I set it up, I monitored it on the desktop and make sure I didn't overspend in each category. Then in February 2020, I transitioned to the EveryDollar app. And the reason why I did this was I wanted to track my budget with my phone, unlike with the bank. I had to do that on a laptop or a desktop. They did not have a version of that budgeting option on the phone when you logged into their app. So that's when I started using EveryDollar, was in February 2020. I stopped using EveryDollar in June 2022. And this was because of some update that they did that I just could not get into it. And the math was not adding up for me the way I wanted to use it, the way I was used to using it. So I just stopped doing it. And now my method of budgeting is I use an Excel spreadsheet and I use a mobile app to track my budget. So I use the Excel spreadsheet to share here on YouTube, and then I use my mobile app for my main income to track my expenses as I go throughout the day, and then I transfer those transactions from my mobile app to my Excel spreadsheet. And this is just for my main income. For my side income, I use my budget worksheet that I have available on D's Digital World on my tablet, and I share that on Mondays here on YouTube. But it's still the same format per se, but for my side income, I do use percentages to help me allocate my funds to particular categories. Like I try to put at least 16% of my side income to my mortgage, which is my last debt. And that is my method. I don't use cash really. I'm not a cash budgeter. Everything that I pay is either automatic, I pay with my debit card, or my credit card. So I don't like using cash. I'm the opposite of most people. When I have cash, it just goes through my hand. So if I have a $20 bill, for instance, and I can keep that $20 bill, 20 and up, I can keep that. But as soon as I break that $20 bill, I'm out there spending it on whatever. And I had to learn that about myself, that cash money flows through my hand. I think twice, sometimes 3 times, when I swipe my debit card or my credit card. I usually use my credit card for most purchases, and I use my credit card to pay some of my bills so I can get some credit card rewards. The only thing I really use my debit card for is my groceries, and that is because I eat a lot of fresh fruit and vegetables, and it's just too much of a tedious process to me to swipe my credit card and then go back and pay off purchases, several times a week. So yeah, my budgeting style, I haven't quite found anybody in the YouTube realm or elsewhere who budgets like me. I found some similar budgeting styles, but personal finance is personal finance. However that you feel and whatever method works for you, that is the method for you. So that is my method on how I budget my income. And next up will be my struggles that I have came across within my budgeting journey. Don't forget to go follow the Busy Mom Budget, as she will be sharing her journey also within this new movement. So I hope that y'all found some kind of value within this video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.